So we are back with Nugs, who is a former Marine Hornet pilot, F-3 exchange pilot, and also F-5 and A-4, which is why we're here today to talk. But Nugs, can you tell us what it was like going on to the F-5, coming from the F-3? Was there a big transition there for you?
Yeah, it really was, because when I flew the F-5, I had taken almost 3 years off of flying. When I came back from the F-3 exchange, I went to the Pentagon and served a year as the aide to the Commandant for Aviation, then went and took over the F-35 requirement job for the Marine Corps. So I did a lot of staff work during that time, and the only flying I did was I flew the F-35 simulator a little bit, but it was mainly just reading about aviation and longing to get back out there. So when I got command of the F-5 squadron, I had to go actually, because I hadn't flown in 3 years, I went back and flew the F-18 for about 6 months with the F-18 training squadron there in Miramar in San Diego, just to get refreshed and to feel good about flying again before I went and took over command of the F-5 squadron. The F-5, we don't really have a training unit. I guess you would call it the OCU. In the UK, we call it the Replacement Air Group, or the RAG in the Marine Corps. They don't have an F-5 RAG. Everything's done in-house. All the pilots that come to the F-5 are usually right off the line. Me and an F-18 pilot, and we had the token Harrier guy as well in the squadron. And so they would already be up to speed. So I hadn't flown in 3 years. The last plane I flew was the F-3, so I went and flew the F-18 to refresh before flying the F-5 again.
And coming obviously from the F-3 to the F-18, like on that 6 months deployment there, or training bit, what was it like? How did you see the differences from the RAF to the Marines? Was there similarities there?
Like I said in our last interview, the Royal Air Force, shockingly, was very, very much like the Marine Corps. Our training, our structured environment, the actual syllabus that I went through in the OCU of the F-3 was very similar to what I went through in the F-18. I got to add a little bit, saying I think I might have mentioned this before. The quality of the people I flew with in the RAF, i.e. the students, because I was a Marine major in there with, brand new guys right out of Valley. Their level of understanding and their ability was beyond what I was when I was at their time frame, and what the other guys I flew with in the RAG when I was a RAG student. So, the training, obviously, through primary and advanced training in the RAF is very top notch. So it was it started off a little faster with the RAF than it did with the Marine Corps. As far as once I got to the F-3, we started doing more advanced stuff a lot quicker than we did in the F-18 when I was a new F-18 student.